Your mindset is the foundation for everything you'll achieve. What if I told you that your mindset holds the key to everything you want to achieve in life? That the way you think can shape your success, your relationships, and your personal happiness. It's true, but the thing is, most people don't realize just how powerful their mindset is. We're all capable of more than we believe, and the first step toward unlocking that potential is by elevating our mindset. Today, we're going to dive into what it really means to elevate your mindset and how doing so can completely transform your life. I'm going to share with you the practical tools and strategies that you can use every day to shift the way you think, the way you approach challenges, and the way you look at opportunities. You'll learn how to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, how to turn setbacks into comebacks, and how to stay focused on what truly matters. This isn't just about wishful thinking or empty affirmations. It's about actionable steps you can take to change your perspective, grow your resilience, and build the life you truly deserve. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to elevate your mindset and how that simple shift can set you on a path toward lasting success and fulfillment. So if you're ready to take control of your future, grow beyond your limits, and start thinking in a way that brings real results, then stick around. This is the beginning of something that can change everything for you. Let's dive in. Number 1, the foundation of a growth mindset. The way you think determines the life you live. If you want a better life, it starts with building the right foundation in your mind. You see, a growth mindset is not just a fancy term. It's a way of life that allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities, failures into lessons, and dreams into realities. And today I'm here to tell you how you can create that foundation for yourself. Let's start by understanding what a growth mindset really is. It's the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and the right strategies. It's not about being born talented or smart. It's about recognizing that you're capable of growth and change, no matter where you are right now. Isn't that empowering? Knowing that you have the power to shape your future, to become more than you are today. That's the first step, believing in the possibility of change. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself saying, "I can't do this," or "I'm just not good at that"? We've all been there. But here's the thing. Those thoughts are like walls you build around yourself. They keep you from stepping into your potential. A growth mindset is about tearing down those walls. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you say, "I can't do this yet." That one word, "yet," opens up a world of possibilities. It shifts your focus from what you can't do to what you're capable of achieving with time, effort, and learning. One of the most powerful aspects of a growth mindset is how it changes your relationship with challenges. Let's be honest, challenges aren't fun. They're uncomfortable, frustrating, and sometimes downright scary. But what if I told you that challenges are your greatest opportunities for growth? Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can back away, or you can lean in. When you lean in, you learn. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You build resilience. And every time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Failure is another thing that can hold us back, isn't it? No one likes to fail. It feels like a punch to the gut, a reminder of our limitations. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you've ever admired has failed, often more times than they've succeeded. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. They used it as a stepping stone. When something doesn't work out, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Treat failure like a teacher, not a verdict. The more you learn from your mistakes, the closer you get to your goals. Another key to building a growth mindset is surrounding yourself with the right people. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up, encouraging you to grow, and pushing you to be your best? Or are they holding you back, feeding negativity, and keeping you stuck? The people around you have a huge impact on your mindset. Choose wisely. Spend time with people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who believe in your potential. Their energy will rub off on you, and before you know it, you'll find yourself thinking bigger and aiming higher. Now let's talk about effort. Effort is the fuel for a growth mindset. It's easy to look at someone successful and think, They make it look so easy. But what you don't see is the hours, the sweat, and the perseverance that went into their success. Effort is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. It's about staying committed to your goals, even when progress feels slow. Because here's the truth. Small, consistent efforts add up to big results over time. A growth mindset also means being open to feedback. I know it's not always easy to hear criticism, but feedback is one of the most valuable tools for growth. It's like a mirror that shows you where you can improve. Instead of getting defensive or discouraged, use feedback as a guide. Ask yourself, how can I use this to get better? Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. And every piece of feedback is an opportunity to move closer to your best self. Let's not forget the importance of learning. A growth mindset is rooted in curiosity. It's about being a lifelong learner, always seeking out new knowledge and experiences. Read books, take courses, ask questions, and learn from the people around you. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. So stay curious, stay hungry for knowledge, and never stop asking, what's next? Finally, let me leave you with this. A growth mindset is not a destination, it's a journey. It's something you cultivate every single day. Some days will be easier than others. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when challenges feel overwhelming, and when progress feels slow. But remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Keep going. Keep believing in your ability to grow, because the foundation you're building today will support the life you want to create tomorrow. So my challenge to you is this. Start today. Take one step, however small, to build your growth mindset. Maybe it's tackling a task you've been avoiding. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who inspires you. Or maybe it's simply deciding to believe in your ability to change. Whatever it is, do it. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the difference it makes. And trust me, the difference will be worth it. Number 2, clarity and purpose. Clarity is power. That's not just a nice phrase to put on a wall. It's a truth that can change the direction of your life. You see, one of the biggest challenges we face is not a lack of opportunity, not a lack of resources, but a lack of clarity. Most people wander through life like a ship, without a destination, hoping that the wind will blow them somewhere good. But hoping is not a strategy, my friends. Hoping doesn't get you where you want to go. Knowing does. Clarity starts with answering the most important question you'll ever ask yourself. What do I want? Not what your parents want for you. Not what your friends or society says you should want. What do you want? That question can seem simple, but let me tell you, it's not easy. Why? Because it requires you to get honest with yourself. It requires you to strip away all the noise, the distractions and the expectations, and focus on what truly matters to you. When you get clear about what you want, something amazing happens. Your mind becomes focused, your energy becomes directed, and the opportunities that once seemed hidden start to appear, almost like magic. But it's not magic, it's clarity. Let me give you an example. Imagine standing in a dark room. You're stumbling around, bumping into things, trying to find the door. That's how life feels without clarity. Confusing, frustrating, even discouraging. But when you flip the light switch on, suddenly, everything becomes clear. You see the door, you see the obstacles, and you know exactly how to navigate around them. That's the power of clarity. It's like turning the lights on in your life, but clarity isn't just about knowing what you want. It's about understanding why you want it. Your why is the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough. And let me tell you, they will get tough. Life is full of challenges, roadblocks and setbacks. If you don't have a strong enough why, it's easy to give up. So ask yourself, why do I want this? What's the deeper reason behind my goal? Maybe it's to give your family a better life. Maybe it's to prove to yourself that you can do it. Maybe it's because you feel called to make a difference in the world. Whatever your why is, make it personal, make it powerful, make it something that lights a fire in your soul. Now, once you've got clarity about what you want and why you want it, the next step is to get specific. Vague goals lead to vague results. Don't just say, I want to be successful. What does success look like for you? Is it starting your own business? Is it becoming financially free? Is it having the time to travel and spend with your loved ones? Get specific about what success means to you. Write it down, visualize it, make it real in your mind. And here's the thing, clarity doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It's okay if your vision evolves over time. It's okay if you don't have all the answers right now. Clarity isn't about having a perfect roadmap. It's about knowing your destination. The path may change, but as long as you keep your eyes on where you're going, you'll get there. You know, I often say the reason most people don't get what they want is they don't know what they want. Think about that for a moment. How can you expect to achieve something if you haven't defined what it is? Clarity is the foundation of all success. Without it, you're just spinning your wheels, going through the motions, hoping for a better future, but never taking the steps to create it. One of the best ways to gain clarity is to take time for reflection. In our busy lives, we rarely pause to think about what we truly want. We're so caught up in the day-to-day hustle that we forget to ask ourselves the big questions. So take a moment to step back. Find a quiet place where you can think without distractions. Ask yourself, if I could have anything in life, what would it be? If there were no limits, no fears, no doubts, what would I pursue? And don't just think about the big things. Clarity isn't just for long-term goals. It's for your everyday actions too. Each day, take a few minutes to plan your priorities. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will bring me closer to my goals? When you have clarity about your daily actions, you become more productive, more focused, and more effective. Now let's talk about purpose. Purpose is the heartbeat of clarity. It's what gives meaning to your goals and direction to your life. Without purpose, even the greatest achievements can feel empty. But when you align your goals with your purpose, you feel a sense of fulfillment that no amount of money or success can buy. So how do you find your purpose? Start by asking yourself, what do I care about? What brings me joy? What problems do I want to solve? What impact do I want to have on the world? Your purpose is often found at the intersection of your passions, your skills, and the needs of others. And remember, purpose doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. It can be as simple as being a good parent, helping your community, or creating something beautiful. The key is to find what resonates with you, what makes you come alive, and build your life around it. Clarity and purpose go hand in hand. When you have both, you become unstoppable. You wake up each day with a sense of direction, a sense of drive, and a sense of meaning. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter and start focusing on the things that do. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. So today I challenge you to get clear about what you want and why you want it. Take the time to reflect, to write it down, to visualize it. And don't stop there. Align your goals with your purpose. Let your why guide you. When you do, you'll find that life becomes not just more productive, but more fulfilling. Because clarity isn't just the first step to elevation. It's the step that makes everything else possible. And once you've got it, there's no limit to how far you can go. Number 3, reframing challenges. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. You know, life has a funny way of throwing curveballs at us. Some days everything seems to be going wrong. Your plans fall apart. The people around you let you down. And it feels like no matter how hard you try, you're just not making any progress. We've all been there. I've been there too. But here's the thing. It's not the challenges themselves that define us. It's how we respond to them that makes all the difference. I want to talk to you today about one of the most powerful skills you can develop. A skill that will change how you view every challenge that comes your way. And that skill is the ability to reframe your challenges, to shift your perspective, to see every obstacle, every setback as an opportunity for growth, not as a roadblock. Because when you learn to reframe challenges, you unlock a whole new level of power in your life. Think about it for a moment. We all face difficulties. Life isn't always going to be smooth sailing. But it's not the difficulties themselves that matter. It's the story you tell yourself about those difficulties. It's how you interpret them, how you react to them, and most importantly, how you use them to fuel your progress. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. The challenges that are causing you so much stress right now, those very challenges that seem impossible to overcome, are actually some of the best things that could ever happen to you. Why? Because they are opportunities in disguise. They are the exact things that will stretch you, teach you, and push you to the next level of your growth. You see, the key to reframing a challenge is realizing that it doesn't define you. It doesn't tell you what you're capable of. It doesn't have the power to limit your future, but your response to it. That's what makes all the difference. If you view every challenge as an opportunity, it changes the entire game. And that's the shift I want to talk about today. I know it's not easy. It's hard when you're in the middle of a tough situation, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're spinning your wheels. But here's the truth. You're not stuck. You're just in a place where you have to make a decision. You have to decide whether you're going to let this challenge break you, or whether you're going to use it to elevate your life. And the moment you decide that you're going to use it, that's when things start to change. Let's take a moment to think about the people you admire. Think about the successful individuals you look up to, the ones who've achieved great things. How did they get there? Did they have it easy? Did they avoid the challenges, the difficulties, and the setbacks? Absolutely not. In fact, most of them faced challenges far greater than the ones you and I are dealing with right now. But here's the difference. They learned to reframe those challenges. They learned to see every obstacle as a stepping stone. They learned to see every failure as feedback. They learned that in every difficult moment, there's a lesson. And when they understood that, they started to turn their obstacles into opportunities for growth. Now let's get really practical. How do you reframe a challenge in a way that makes it work for you instead of against you? The first step is understanding that a challenge is just a situation. It's neither good nor bad. It's neutral. It's the way you respond to it that gives it meaning. I want you to think of a time in your life when you faced a challenge. Maybe it was a difficult situation at work, a personal struggle, or even a financial hardship. Now think about how you reacted at the time. Did you feel overwhelmed? Did you feel like giving up? That's natural. It's human. But what if instead of letting that challenge defeat you, you'd chosen to see it as an opportunity to learn something new about yourself? What if you'd asked yourself, what can I gain from this? What can I learn here that will make me stronger, wiser, and more capable? I'm not saying you should ignore the pain or pretend the challenge isn't real. That's not helpful. What I'm saying is that instead of focusing on the difficulty itself, you need to shift your focus to the lesson it can teach you. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's resilience. Maybe it's problem-solving skills or creativity. Whatever it is, there's always something to learn. Think of challenges like weights in the gym. When you lift weights, your muscles don't get stronger by avoiding them. Your muscles grow because they're being pushed beyond their current limits. And that's exactly how it works with your mindset. You get stronger because you're pushed outside of your comfort zone. You grow when things don't go according to plan. You build mental muscle when you choose to rise above the setbacks and keep going. But here's something important to remember. Reframing a challenge isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing a mindset that empowers you. It's about deciding that you're not going to let the situation control your life. Instead, you are going to control how you respond to it. You're going to say, this is tough, but I'm tougher. I can figure this out. I will not let this defeat me. This is where emotional resilience comes in. Being emotionally resilient doesn't mean never feeling down or never getting upset. It means knowing that no matter how tough things get, you have the strength to bounce back. It means knowing that this challenge is temporary, but your ability to grow through it is permanent. That's the power of reframing. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal when it comes to reframing challenges: your perspective. The way you view the world, your situation, and yourself will shape how you approach everything in life. If you're someone who believes that life is happening to you, that you're a victim of your circumstances, then challenges will feel unbearable. But if you believe that life is happening for you, that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to get better, then you start to see life differently. Here's a practical exercise I want you to try the next time you're facing a challenge. Instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this to grow? It's a simple shift, but it's incredibly powerful. You see, it's not the challenge that makes you great. It's the way you rise to meet it. It's the way you choose to see it. And when you shift your perspective and choose to see every challenge as a chance to grow, your entire life changes. You become someone who doesn't fear difficulty. You become someone who embraces it. You become someone who knows that every time life throws a challenge your way, it's just another opportunity to get better. So my friend, I want you to take a step back right now and think about a challenge you're facing in your life. Whatever it is, no matter how big or small, ask yourself, how can I reframe this? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity for growth? When you learn to reframe challenges, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You start becoming the creator of your life. And that's where real power lies. That's when you start to realize that there's nothing that can stop you. Because every challenge, every setback, and every obstacle is just another stepping stone on your path to greatness. Keep pushing forward, keep reframing, And know that with each challenge you face, you're getting stronger, smarter, and more unstoppable. Number 4, the power of focus and energy. How much time do you spend each day focused on what truly matters to you? I'm talking about the things that will take you closer to your goals, the things that are going to elevate your life. Because here's the truth, whatever you focus on grows. Whether you realize it or not, the energy you put into something, the focus you give it, that's where your life is heading. The more you focus your attention and energy on something, the more it becomes a part of you. And that, my friend, is the key to unlocking your full potential. Every single day, you have a choice. You can either allow your mind to wander and be pulled in every direction, or you can direct your focus with precision and intent. You have the ability to control where your attention goes, and that's incredibly powerful. But here's the thing, most people don't realize just how much their lack of focus is holding them back. The simple truth is this, if you want to elevate your life, you have to learn to focus. You have to focus on what's important, on what's going to help you grow, and you have to channel your energy into those things. Because when you do, your potential becomes limitless. I want to talk to you today about the power of focus and energy, and how you can use these two forces to unlock the potential that lies within you. I'm not talking about the kind of focus where you're just trying to get through the day. I'm talking about laser-sharp focus, focus that cuts through the distractions and takes you straight to your goals. And I'm not talking about just any energy either. I'm talking about the kind of energy that comes from aligning your actions with your purpose, with your dreams, and with what you truly want to achieve. When you truly focus your attention, everything changes. It's like shining a spotlight on your goals. When you focus on something, it becomes clearer. It becomes easier to see the path ahead. And when you pair that focus with the right kind of energy that comes from within, from a place of purpose, your potential starts to expand. You begin to see things you didn't see before. Opportunities that were once hidden become visible. And most importantly, you start to act with purpose. You start making progress every single day. The problem is, we live in a world full of distractions. There's always something pulling at our attention, whether it's social media, email, the news, or just the daily grind of life. We're constantly bombarded with things that demand our focus. And because of that, we often end up scattered. We spread ourselves too thin. We put energy into things that don't serve us. And we wonder why we're not making any progress. But here's the secret. True success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters most, and doing it with everything you've got. The first step to unlocking your potential is understanding that your focus is your most valuable resource. The way you direct your attention determines where your energy goes, and where your energy goes, that's where your results will follow. If you're constantly distracted, if your focus is pulled in a million different directions, then your energy is being diluted, and that means your progress is going to be slow, if it's happening at all. Now, I'm not saying that distractions are easy to avoid. I'm not saying that it's simple to ignore everything around you and stay laser focused on what really matters. But I am saying that it's possible. I am saying that you can train your mind to focus on the things that will move you forward, on the things that will take you closer to your dreams. The first thing you need to do is become aware of where your focus is going. What are you spending your time thinking about? What are you putting your energy into every day? Because let me tell you, what you focus on, you get more of. If you're focused on all the things that aren't working in your life, then guess what? You're going to attract more of those things. If you're focused on your problems, your frustrations, and everything that's going wrong, then that's going to drain your energy and keep you stuck. But if you shift your focus, if you start directing your attention to the things that are going right, to the things that you want to create in your life, then your energy starts to flow in a different direction. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, when you focus on opportunities instead of obstacles, you start to notice new possibilities opening up for you. You start to see that you have the power to change your circumstances. The next thing to understand is that energy follows focus. It's not enough to just think about what you want. You have to put your energy into it. And energy is not just about physical effort. It's about emotional and mental energy too. When you align your focus with your goals, when you put your heart into what you're doing, that's when your energy becomes unstoppable. Have you ever noticed how energized you feel when you're doing something you're passionate about? When you're working on a project that excites you? When you're moving towards something that truly matters to you, you feel a sense of energy that propels you forward. That's because passion and focus work hand in hand. When you focus on what excites you, your energy naturally follows. And that's where you start to see the magic happen. But let me tell you, it's not always easy. There will be days when you feel drained, when your focus isn't as sharp as it should be, when distractions are everywhere. That's normal. But here's the key. You have to stay disciplined. You have to train yourself to bring your focus back to what matters no matter what. You have to choose where you put your energy, and you have to make that decision every single day. When you learn to focus on what matters most, when you put your energy into the things that align with your purpose, everything starts to shift. Your progress becomes exponential. You stop spinning your wheels and start making real, meaningful strides toward your goals. And here's the kicker. When you focus and channel your energy in the right direction, you begin to tap into your true potential. The more you focus, the more you unlock. So how do you start? It's simple. You start by being intentional with your time and energy. You start by making a conscious choice to focus on what matters most. If you're working toward a goal, don't let the little distractions pull you off course. Don't let the fear of failure or the need for perfection stop you from moving forward. Stay focused and keep pouring your energy into that goal, even when things get tough. And when you do that, when you commit to focusing on the right things, your potential becomes limitless. You begin to understand that nothing can hold you back, because you have the power to direct your focus and your energy toward whatever you want to create in your life. You begin to realize that the only thing standing between you and your goals is the way you use your focus and energy. So my friend, take a moment right now and think about what you're focusing on. Where is your energy going? And more importantly, where do you want it to go? Because when you focus on what matters, when you channel your energy into what's truly important, that's when you start to see the life you've always dreamed of unfold before you. Keep your focus sharp, keep your energy strong, and know that with every step, every decision, every action, you're unlocking more of your potential. And that, my friend, is the key to living the life you were meant to live. Number 5, building emotional and mental resilience. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving, we get stronger and more resilient. You know, there's a misconception that success is about avoiding pain. People think that to be successful, you've got to sidestep the struggles somehow, dodge the setbacks, and escape the hard times. But let me tell you something, the real key to success isn't avoiding the tough times. It's learning how to handle them when they come. It's not about staying away from challenges, but about how you deal with them. And that, my friend, is where emotional and mental resilience come in. I want you to think about a time in your life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a setback at work, a personal struggle, or a difficult situation you thought you wouldn't make it through. Now I want you to really ask yourself, how did you respond? Did you give up? Or did you find the strength to keep going? Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And here's the good news. It's something you can develop. And the more you build it, the stronger you become. Resilience is what keeps you moving forward when things aren't going well. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning when you feel like you've hit a wall. It's what allows you to take a punch, get back up, and keep going. And here's the thing, it's not about being perfect. Resilience isn't about always having the right answer or getting everything right on the first try. It's about having the ability to keep going even when things don't go as planned. It's about not letting the tough times define you, but instead using them to shape who you are becoming. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Building emotional and mental resilience takes time. It's a muscle that you have to train. But here's the thing. Every time you face a difficulty, you're given the opportunity to build that muscle. Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. The more you face adversity and keep moving forward, the more resilient you become. And that, my friend, is the foundation of lasting success. When you build resilience, you don't just become tougher, you become smarter. You start to understand that failures aren't permanent. Setbacks aren't the end of the road. They're just a detour. When you know how to bounce back from adversity, you become unshakable. The people around you might give up. They might let challenges stop them in their tracks, but you'll keep going. And that's how you build momentum. It's how you take small steps every day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. It's how you keep pushing, even when you don't see immediate results. Let me give you a real example. Think about someone you admire, someone who's achieved something great in their life. Maybe it's someone in your personal life, or maybe it's someone famous, an athlete, an entrepreneur, a leader. Now I want you to think about their journey. Do you think they got to where they are because everything went smoothly for them? Of course not. They faced rejection, they had setbacks, and they struggled just like everyone else. But the difference is that they didn't let those struggles stop them. They found a way to rise, to keep going, and to turn those setbacks into stepping stones. That's resilience. So how do you start building your own emotional and mental resilience? First, you have to shift your mindset. You have to stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities. Every time you face adversity, remind yourself that this is a chance to grow, a chance to strengthen your resolve, and a chance to learn. It's like lifting weights at the gym. The more resistance you face, the stronger you get. And just like in the gym, it's not easy, but it's worth it. One of the most important parts of building resilience is learning to manage your emotions. When things get tough, it's easy to let frustration, anger, or fear take over. But here's the thing, those emotions are natural. It's okay to feel frustrated or scared, but you can't let those feelings control you. You've got to learn to pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, how do I want to respond to this? The ability to respond instead of react is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. When you can control your emotions, you don't get overwhelmed by the situation. You stay calm, you stay focused, and you keep moving forward. But emotional resilience is only part of the equation. You also need to develop mental resilience. This is about your thoughts, your beliefs, and your self-talk. I want you to think about the stories you tell yourself. What do you believe about yourself when you face a challenge? Do you believe that you're not strong enough? Do you think that you can't handle it? Or do you remind yourself that you've overcome difficult situations before and you can do it again? The stories you tell yourself are incredibly powerful. If you tell yourself that something is too hard, that you can't do it, that it's impossible, then guess what? You're right. But if you tell yourself that you are capable, that you can find a way, and that you've faced tough situations before and made it through, then you will rise. You will find a way. Your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs shape your actions. So make sure that your mental framework is one that supports your success, not one that holds you back. Another key part of resilience is having a strong support system. You don't have to do it alone. In fact, one of the best things you can do for your resilience is to surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who lift you up, and people who encourage you when you're feeling down. Find people who have been where you are, who have faced the same struggles, and who can offer you guidance and support. Sometimes all it takes is knowing that someone else believes in you to help you push through. And remember this, resilience is built through action. It's not enough to just think about being resilient. You have to take steps every day to build that resilience. It's in the small choices you make, the way you respond to setbacks, and the way you keep going when it feels hard. It's in choosing to rise, to keep moving, and to keep learning no matter what. You may have heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, let me tell you, there's truth in that. Every time you face a challenge and keep moving forward, you become stronger. Every time you push through the tough times, you build resilience. And that resilience will carry you through whatever comes your way in the future. So my friend, I want you to think about your current challenges. What are you facing right now? Whatever it is, know this. You are stronger than you think. You have everything you need within you to rise above it. You have the power to shape your response, to choose your mindset, and to keep going no matter what. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning how to deal with them. It's about finding strength in the struggle and growing through it. And as you build that resilience, you'll realize something incredible, that there's nothing that can stop you. Because no matter what life throws your way, you'll have the strength to face it, the courage to rise, and the wisdom to keep moving forward. Number 6, designing a positive environment for success. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But let me ask you this, have you ever thought about your environment in the same way? Your surroundings, your relationships, your daily habits, these things shape who you are. They either lift you up or pull you down. If you want to elevate your life, you need to take a hard look at the environment you've created around yourself. And I'm not just talking about the physical space you live in. I'm talking about everything. The people you associate with, the media you consume, and the habits that fill your day. The truth is, the environment you live in has a powerful influence on your mindset and your behavior. It can either support your growth or hold you back. When you design your environment with purpose, you're giving yourself the best chance for success. But if your environment is cluttered with negativity, distractions, and habits that don't serve you, it's going to be a lot harder to stay on track and reach your goals. Think about it. If you're constantly surrounded by people who don't believe in your dreams, people who tell you that your goals are impossible or that you're wasting your time, it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to stay motivated. But when you surround yourself with people who encourage you, who believe in your potential, and who challenge you to be your best, your growth becomes inevitable. That's the power of a positive environment. Now let me be clear. Designing a positive environment isn't just about the people you spend time with. It's also about the daily habits you practice and the energy you allow into your life. It's about being intentional with where you invest your time and attention. Because let's face it, our world is filled with distractions. We're bombarded with negativity from the news, social media, and even the people around us. If you're not careful, it's easy to get sucked into the chaos and lose sight of what really matters. That's why you need to take control of your environment and make sure it's aligned with the person you want to become. The first step in designing a positive environment for success is being mindful of the people you associate with. Your relationships have a huge impact on your mindset and your actions. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are negative, who complain all the time, or who don't have any ambition, it's going to be hard for you to stay focused on your goals. But when you surround yourself with people who are positive, who challenge you and who inspire you to be better, you'll start to see a shift in your own mindset. The energy of those around you will start to rub off on you. Now, this doesn't mean you have to cut ties with everyone who's not on the same path as you, but it does mean you need to be intentional about the relationships you invest in. Spend more time with people who inspire you, who push you to think bigger, and who encourage you to take action. And if you have relationships that drain your energy or hold you back, it's time to reevaluate whether they're worth keeping. Next, let's talk about the content you consume. We live in a world where we're constantly consuming information, whether it's through social media, the news, or entertainment. The problem is, much of the information we're exposed to isn't serving us. It's filled with negativity, fear, and distractions that keep us from focusing on what really matters. If you want to design an environment that supports your success, you have to be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Think about the shows you watch, the social media accounts you follow, and the news you consume. Are these things uplifting? Do they inspire you? Or do they leave you feeling drained, anxious, or distracted? If you want to elevate your life, you need to surround yourself with content that feeds your mind, not depletes it. Follow people who inspire you, who share valuable insights, and who motivate you to take action. Watch shows and listen to podcasts that teach you something new and help you grow. Fill your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, and you'll start to see a shift in your life. But it's not just about the people you associate with or the content you consume. It's also about the daily habits you practice. Your habits shape your life more than anything else. The things you do every day, no matter how small, add up over time and determine the person you become. If you want to design an environment for success, you need to develop habits that support your goals and your values. Start with the basics. Get up early, take care of your body, and make time for personal development. Exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep. These simple habits will give you the energy and clarity you need to perform at your best. Then make sure you're carving out time each day for learning and growth. Whether it's reading, journaling, or meditating, make sure you're investing in yourself every day. The more you focus on your personal growth, the more you'll start to see the results in every area of your life. Another powerful way to design a positive environment is by creating a physical space that supports your success. Take a look around your home or office. Does it inspire you? Or does it leave you feeling overwhelmed and distracted? The environment you work in has a huge impact on your productivity and mindset. If you want to be successful, you need a space that's clean, organized, and free from distractions. Create a space where you can focus and do your best work. Surround yourself with things that inspire you, whether it's quotes, books, or images that remind you of your goals. The more you design your physical environment to support your success, the easier it will be to stay focused and motivated. Now, I know this can sound like a lot of work, but the truth is, creating a positive environment doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and it's something that requires intention and effort. But the rewards are worth it. When you surround yourself with the right people, consume the right content, develop the right habits, and create a physical space that supports your goals, you'll start to see a transformation in your life. You'll start to feel more focused, more motivated, and more inspired to take action. And before you know it, you'll be living a life that's aligned with your dreams. Remember, your environment is the foundation for your success. It's the soil in which your goals will grow. If you want to create a life that's full of success, joy, and fulfillment, You need to design an environment that nurtures those things. So take a moment right now and evaluate your environment. What changes can you make today that will help you create a positive, empowering space for success? What habits can you develop? What relationships can you nurture? What content can you consume that will uplift and inspire you? Take control of your environment, and you'll take control of your life. When you do, you'll find that success doesn't just happen. It becomes a natural result of the positive environment you've created. And that, my friend, is how you design your way to greatness. Number 7, problem solving. With a solution-oriented mindset. Life is full of problems, and no matter how hard we try, there's no escaping them. The key to living a successful life isn't about avoiding problems. It's about how you approach them when they arise. We've all heard the saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. But that phrase has become so cliché that it almost loses its meaning. What if I told you that instead of simply making lemonade, you could find ways to turn your problems into opportunities for growth? What if you could actually solve the problem and come out on top, stronger and more prepared for the next challenge? The truth is, how you approach problems has a massive impact on your success. Your mindset determines whether you'll see a setback as the end of the road or as a stepping stone to something greater. And the best part, the mindset you choose is entirely up to you. You can either approach problems with a mindset of defeat, or you can develop a solution-oriented mindset that propels you forward. The choice is yours. We all face problems, whether it's in our personal lives, our careers, or even within ourselves. But here's the thing, problems are not the issue. The issue is how we respond to them. You see, a problem doesn't have any power unless we give it power. The moment we let a problem overwhelm us, we give up our ability to act. But if you train yourself to respond with solutions in mind, you'll begin to see problems not as obstacles, but as opportunities to find creative ways forward. I'll give you an example. I want you to think about a time when you faced a significant challenge. Maybe it was a big failure at work, a personal loss, or a situation that left you feeling stuck. Now ask yourself, how did you respond? Did you throw in the towel? Did you get frustrated and give up? Or did you take a step back, reassess the situation, and figure out a way to solve the problem? The truth is, a solution-oriented mindset starts with recognizing that every problem has a solution. No matter how big or small, there is always a way forward, but you have to look for it. It won't always be obvious, and it might not come immediately. But with patience, determination, and a willingness to think creatively, solutions will appear. The most successful people I know aren't the ones who avoid problems. They're the ones who approach problems with a solution-driven mindset. They see challenges as part of the process, not the end of the journey. So how do you start developing a solution-oriented mindset? It begins with shifting your focus. Instead of getting caught up in the problem, ask yourself, what can I do right now to move toward a solution? Don't get paralyzed by the size of the problem. Break it down, identify the root cause, and start taking small steps toward a solution. It's amazing how often we get bogged down by the weight of a problem, and instead of focusing on a solution, we fixate on the problem itself. We dwell on what went wrong, what we can't control, or why things are unfair. But none of that helps us move forward. I want you to remember this. The more energy you spend thinking about the problem, the less energy you have to create a solution. The key is to flip the switch. When a problem arises, shift your energy from focusing on what's wrong to focusing on what you can do about it. And let me tell you, this shift in focus is a game changer. When you stop letting the problem control your thoughts, you gain the power to control the situation. But here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes the best solutions don't come from your first reaction. In fact, many times, your initial response to a problem will be emotional. You'll want to react, to fix things immediately. And that's completely normal. But the key to finding a true solution is giving yourself the space to pause and think. When something goes wrong, take a breath, step back, and give yourself the time to assess the situation logically. The most successful problem solvers don't act out of emotion. They act out of strategy. Another key to developing a solution-oriented mindset is building your problem-solving skills. Every time you face a challenge, you have the opportunity to practice. Start by taking note of how you handle issues that come up in your life. Are you the type of person who looks for a way out, or are you someone who looks for a way through? Ask yourself, what did I learn from this problem? What could I have done differently? The more you reflect on how you approach problems, the better equipped you'll be to handle the next one. You also need to embrace the idea of trial and error. When you're solving a problem, you may not get it right on the first try, and that's okay. In fact, it's often through trial and error that we learn the most valuable lessons. But that's only possible if you're willing to embrace failure as part of the process. Failure doesn't mean the end. It means you're one step closer to a solution. When you approach a problem with a solution-oriented mindset, failure doesn't hold you back. Instead, it teaches you what doesn't work, which brings you one step closer to what does work. Think of it this way. The solution is like a puzzle. It might take a few tries to find the right pieces that fit, but every attempt brings you closer to completing the picture. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of giving up before you've even tried. Keep moving forward. Keep testing new ideas, and keep refining your approach. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success. It's all part of the process. Now, as you develop your problem-solving mindset, you'll also realize that it's not just about finding solutions for yourself. It's about finding solutions for others too. This is where leadership comes in. Leaders are problem solvers. They don't wait for someone else to fix things. When there's a challenge, they step up and take responsibility. They rally the team and help everyone move toward a solution. If you want to be a true leader in your life, whether in your career or your personal relationships, you need to become the kind of person who looks for solutions, not problems. Finally, always remember that problems are temporary. They might seem big right now, but just like everything else, they will pass. And when they do, you'll look back and realize that the real growth came not from the problem itself, but from how you responded to it. The problems you face today are shaping the person you're becoming tomorrow. The more you embrace challenges as opportunities, the more you will learn, the stronger you will become, and the closer you will get to your goals. So the next time you're faced with a problem, don't let it stop you. Don't get stuck in the problem. Shift your mindset. Focus on the solution. And remember, no problem is insurmountable when you approach it with the right mindset. Number 8, the habit transformation blueprint. Do you want to change your life? Of course you do, but if you're like most people, you already know that change doesn't just happen by wishing for it. Change happens through action. And the best way to create lasting change is through the power of habits. The truth is, the way you live your life today is a direct reflection of the habits you've developed over time. Your habits shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. If you're not happy with where you are in life, the first place to look is at your habits. And the great news is, you can change your habits, which means you can change your life. But here's the catch. Transforming your habits isn't easy. If it were, everyone would be living the life of their dreams. But habits are powerful forces. They've been formed over years, sometimes decades, and breaking them or replacing them with better habits requires effort, discipline, and most importantly, a plan. That's why today I'm going to share with you a blueprint for habit transformation, a step-by-step guide that will help you not only break bad habits, but also replace them with positive, life-changing habits that will propel you towards success. It all starts with awareness. Before you can change anything, you need to be aware of what's going on in your life. So ask yourself, what habits are holding you back? Take a moment to really think about this. Are you constantly procrastinating? Are you not taking care of your health? Are you struggling with negative self-talk? These are the habits that are keeping you stuck. But here's the good news. Once you become aware of your habits, you gain the power to change them. Now let me clarify something. Changing a habit doesn't mean just stopping it. Most people make the mistake of trying to simply stop doing something, but that's not how habits work. You can't just erase a habit, because something will always fill the space that habit once occupied. So the key to transforming your habits is not to just stop, but to replace. You need to replace the bad habits with better, more positive habits that will serve you. Here's where the blueprint comes into play. The first step in the process is identifying the habit you want to change, and then understanding why it exists in the first place. Habits don't form by accident. Every habit, good or bad, serves a purpose. Maybe you procrastinate because you're afraid of failure. Maybe you eat junk food because it's a quick fix for stress or boredom. Maybe you stay up late scrolling through social media because it's a way to escape from the pressures of life. Understanding the reason behind your habit is critical, because once you know why the habit exists, you can address the underlying issue and replace it with something more positive. For example, let's say you have a habit of overeating late at night. The habit isn't just about the food. It's about the comfort or distraction that food provides. Now, instead of just telling yourself, I need to stop overeating, you need to dig deeper. Why do you do it? Is it stress, loneliness, boredom? Once you identify the cause, you can then find a healthier way to cope with those emotions. Maybe you could take a walk instead, practice deep breathing, or replace the food with a calming tea or a healthy snack. The point is, you're not just eliminating the habit, you're replacing it with something that addresses the root cause. Next, you need to make your new habit easy to do. This is where many people go wrong. They make the new habit too complicated or too big. When it comes to habit transformation, simplicity is key. Start small. If you want to start exercising every day, don't set a goal to work out for an hour right away. Start with 10 minutes. If you want to eat healthier, don't overhaul your entire diet all at once. Start by making one small change, maybe swapping out one unhealthy snack for a healthy one. The goal is to make the habit so simple and easy that it feels like you can't fail. Once you've successfully integrated that small habit into your routine, you can build on it. Another important part of the habit transformation blueprint is consistency. Consistency is what turns a simple action into a habit. It's what makes the habit automatic. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's just something you do. That's the goal with any new habit, to make it automatic. The key to building consistency is repetition. The more you do something, the easier it becomes. At first, it might feel like a struggle, but if you stay consistent, the habit will eventually become second nature. You won't have to force yourself to do it. It will just happen. But here's the thing about consistency. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't expect to wake up tomorrow and have your new habit fully formed. That's why it's so important to be patient with yourself. Change takes time. And there will be days when you slip up. Maybe you skip a workout or eat something you didn't plan to. Don't let that derail you. A slip up is not the end of the world. It's just a bump in the road. What matters is how you respond. Do you let one mistake cause you to give up completely? Or do you get back on track the next day? The key is to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. Another powerful tool in the habit transformation blueprint is accountability. When you tell someone about your goals, you're more likely to stick with them. Accountability can come from a friend, a family member, or even a coach or mentor. The important thing is that you have someone who will check in with you, support you, and hold you accountable when things get tough. If you don't have someone in your life who can do that, consider joining a group or finding a community of like-minded individuals who are also working on building better habits. There's power in numbers, and knowing that someone is rooting for you can make all the difference when you're tempted to quit. Finally, as you work through the habit transformation process, it's crucial to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. Every time you take a step forward, acknowledge it. Every time you make progress, give yourself credit. Positive reinforcement is key to reinforcing your new habits and making them stick. When you celebrate your victories, you're creating a positive feedback loop that motivates you to keep going. You're teaching yourself that success feels good, and that reinforces the habit even more. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen with a single decision. It happens over time, through small, consistent actions. If you're serious about transforming your habits, you need to be committed to the process, and you need to be patient with yourself. But if you stick with it, I promise you, the results will be worth it. Because once you've replaced those old, unproductive habits with new, empowering habits, you'll look back and realize that you've completely transformed your life. So ask yourself, what is one habit that, if you changed it today, would have the biggest impact on your life? Start there. Begin with one small habit and work from there. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And every day that you take action toward building a better habit is a step closer to the life you've always dreamed of. You have the power to change your life, one habit at a time. All you have to do is take the first step. Number 9, visualize, plan, and act. The success framework. Have you ever stopped for a moment and really thought about where you want your life to go? Not just where you're headed today or next week, but where you want to be 5, 10, or 20 years from now. What does success look like for you? Have you visualized it? If you haven't, I want you to know this. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not something that falls into your lap. Success is intentional. It's the result of a clear vision, a solid plan, and the relentless action that follows. It all starts with what's inside your head. If you can't see it, you can't achieve it. The truth is, everything you want in life is already within your reach. But you've got to know exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. That's why the success framework I'm about to share with you is so powerful. It's simple, but it's life-changing. It's all about three key elements: visualization, planning, and action. These three steps will help you move from where you are right now to where you want to be, no matter what that looks like. And the best part is, you can start today. Let's start with visualization. We've all heard the phrase, seeing is believing, right? Well, I'll tell you that seeing is more than just believing. It's the first step to making your dreams a reality. Visualization is a tool that's used by some of the most successful people in the world. Top athletes, CEOs, entrepreneurs, they all use visualization to set themselves up for success. And it's not just about seeing things in your mind's eye. It's about feeling it, experiencing it as if it's already happening. Think about it when you close your eyes and imagine your ideal future. What do you see? Maybe it's a picture of you achieving a big career goal. Or maybe it's you living in a dream house with your family. Whatever it is, that image in your mind is powerful. But here's the thing. Most people don't take their visualization seriously enough. They think about it for a few minutes, but they don't actually feel it. They don't truly immerse themselves in the experience of success. To take this further, I want you to imagine something specific right now. Picture yourself in the place where you want to be. In the exact moment you achieve your greatest goal. Feel the excitement, the pride, the sense of accomplishment. Let that feeling fill you up. The more real you make it in your mind, the more you'll start to believe it's possible. And that belief is the fuel that will drive you to take action. Because here's the truth. Visualization alone won't get you anywhere. It's just the first step. It's the spark that ignites the fire. But the real work begins when you start planning. When you have a clear vision in your mind, it's time to put a plan together to turn that vision into reality. Without a plan, your dreams will stay exactly that, dreams. But when you combine vision with action, magic happens. Now, planning is where most people fall short. They get excited about the idea of achieving their goals, but they don't take the time to break down the steps necessary to get there. They don't put the time in to create a map of where they're going. So here's what I want you to do. Take that vision you've just created in your mind and start breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps. What does the first step look like? What do you need to do to get started? Don't worry about the entire journey right now, just focus on the first few moves. One thing I've learned over the years is that big goals can be overwhelming. If you're looking at a huge goal and thinking, I'll never be able to do this, then you're probably looking at it the wrong way. Instead, break it down into pieces. When you start with one small action, it becomes much easier to see the path ahead. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, the first step isn't running 26 miles. The first step is putting on your running shoes and stepping out the door for a short jog. The next step is increasing the distance a little bit at a time. Before you know it, that seemingly impossible goal becomes something you can achieve. Planning also means setting deadlines. You can't just say, I'll get to it someday. Someday is a vague, uncommitted concept. You need to set a clear timeline for when you'll accomplish each step. By doing this, you create a sense of urgency. You build momentum. You start holding yourself accountable. Without deadlines, there's no sense of accountability. You're more likely to procrastinate. And that's the killer of progress. But even with visualization and planning, the key to success is taking action. You can have the best plans in the world, but if you're not taking action on them, they're just plans. They don't mean anything until you start doing something with them. And here's the hard truth. Most people are great at coming up with plans, but they fail when it comes to execution. They get distracted. They get comfortable. They talk themselves out of it. But you can't afford to do that. If you really want to change your life, you have to take action every single day. You have to be relentless. Even when things get tough, even when it feels like nothing is going right, you've got to push through. That's what separates successful people from everyone else. It's not talent, and it's not luck. It's the willingness to keep going when the going gets tough. It's the ability to take consistent action, no matter what obstacles you face along the way. One of the best ways to take action is to start with small, manageable tasks. If you break down your plan into tiny steps, you'll be less likely to get overwhelmed. You can take one small action every day, and that's all it takes. The key to success isn't taking huge, massive leaps. It's taking consistent small steps. Little by little, those small steps add up, and before you know it, you're a lot closer to where you want to be. As you continue to take action, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows. With each step, you start to realize that you're capable of achieving your goals. You start to believe in yourself, and that belief pushes you to take even more action. It's a cycle that feeds into itself. The more you do, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the more action you take. It's a beautiful, self-perpetuating loop of success. But there's one more thing to remember. Your journey is going to have setbacks. There will be days when things don't go according to plan. You might hit roadblocks, or you might even fail. But that's okay. Don't let those setbacks define you. They're part of the process. In fact, they're often the best teachers. When you fall, get back up. Don't let a stumble stop you from moving forward. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress, visualization, planning, and action. These are the three pillars of success. Without one, the others won't work. They work together. If you can visualize your success, plan for it, and take consistent action, there's nothing that can stop you. The path may not always be easy, and the results might not come overnight. But with these three powerful tools, you'll be able to turn your dreams into reality. So today, I want you to think about your future. Close your eyes and visualize where you want to be. Feel the success, see it, taste it, then start planning. Break it down into actionable steps. And finally, take that first step. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll begin to see the changes you want. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Your future begins now. Number 10, elevating through contribution. You don't get to true success alone. No matter how many books you read, how many goals you set, or how much you achieve. At the end of the day, it's not about just what you can do for yourself. It's about how much you can do for others. I want you to think about that for a moment. The most fulfilled, happiest, and successful people in the world didn't get to where they are by focusing solely on their own needs. They got there by contributing, by giving, by serving others. This is the ultimate way to elevate your life. We often hear about the importance of personal growth, setting goals, and building wealth. But too few people talk about the power of contribution. Contribution is not just an afterthought. It's the foundation for building a life that matters. When you make it a part of your mindset, you shift from simply surviving to truly thriving. And this mindset of service doesn't just elevate others. It elevates you as well. So how do you start living with a mindset of service? How do you embrace contribution as the core of your life? First, let's understand why contribution is so powerful. The truth is, there's a universal law that's easy to overlook. The more you give, the more you receive. This doesn't just apply to money. It applies to your time, your energy, your love, and your expertise. When you focus on giving, you open up channels in your life that allow everything to flow back to you. But here's the secret that most people don't realize. Giving isn't about expecting something in return. That's not what it's about at all. It's about creating a mindset that's focused on adding value to others' lives. This mindset of contribution isn't just about what you can give. It's about who you become in the process. When you serve others, you stop thinking about your own problems, your own challenges, and your own limitations. You take your focus off of yourself and place it on how you can help someone else. It's a shift in thinking, a shift in your energy, and a shift in your purpose. And when you do this, something amazing happens. You begin to see new opportunities that you didn't even know existed. You begin to attract the right people into your life. You begin to feel more fulfilled, more energized, and more alive. Think about the last time you helped someone without expecting anything in return. It could have been something as simple as giving a friend some of your time, offering advice to a colleague, or donating to a cause that's important to you. How did it make you feel? Chances are it made you feel good, right? It made you feel like you were part of something bigger than yourself. You weren't just living for your own goals. You were living for a higher purpose. That feeling, that sense of connection and fulfillment, is the power of contribution. Now let's talk about how to cultivate this mindset of service in your own life. It starts by understanding that the world isn't just about you. It's easy to get caught up in our own needs, desires, and ambitions. But the truth is, success is so much more meaningful when you focus on how you can help others succeed too. When you make a habit of serving, you're not just making a positive impact on the lives of others. You're creating a ripple effect that can change the world. The first step in embracing this mindset is to start looking for ways to contribute every day. It doesn't have to be something huge. It can be as simple as helping someone with a task at work, offering a kind word to someone who's struggling, or taking the time to listen when someone needs to talk. These small acts of kindness can have a huge impact on someone's life. And as you keep contributing, you'll begin to see the difference it makes, not only in others' lives, but in your own life as well. Next, think about what you're uniquely positioned to give. Every one of us has something special we can offer, whether it's knowledge, skills, creativity, or simply the ability to offer a helping hand. What are you good at? What do you love to do? How can you use your talents to help others? Maybe you're great at problem solving, or perhaps you have a knack for bringing people together. Maybe you're an expert in a particular area, and you can offer advice or mentorship. Whatever it is, find ways to use your strengths to serve others. You'll find that when you do this, you'll not only be giving, you'll be growing. I want you to remember something important. Contribution doesn't always have to come in the form of financial support or big gestures. It's about making a difference in the everyday moments. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply show up for someone. Be present. Offer your attention and your support. In a world that's always moving fast, one of the greatest gifts you can give is your time. But contribution doesn't just happen in small moments. It can also be about creating something bigger. It could mean starting a charity, mentoring young people, or finding ways to give back to your community in a meaningful way. These acts of service can have a long-lasting impact, and they can help you find a deeper sense of purpose. The more you contribute, the more you'll feel like your life is on the right path. You'll start to see the bigger picture, and you'll realize that success isn't just about what you can accumulate, but about the positive influence you can have on the world. There's one more thing that contribution does for you. It forces you to grow. When you put others' needs ahead of your own, you step outside of your comfort zone. You face challenges that force you to develop new skills and new perspectives. It stretches you. It tests your ability to be patient, to be resourceful, to be understanding. In other words, contribution doesn't just help others. It forces you to evolve into the best version of yourself. I want to share a story with you. There's a woman I know who runs a small nonprofit that helps underprivileged children in her community. She started this organization years ago with just a small group of volunteers. At the beginning, things were tough. She didn't have much money, and there were many days when she wondered if it was all worth it. But every day she focused on what she could give. She stayed up late making phone calls, asking for donations, and organizing events. Slowly but surely, her small organization began to grow. Today it serves hundreds of children every year, providing them with the resources they need to succeed. And what's amazing is that she'll tell you that the more she's given to others, the more her own life has transformed. She's found joy, purpose, and fulfillment in ways that no amount of money or success could ever give her. So I ask you, what are you contributing to the world? What is your gift? How can you serve others? The world is waiting for you to make your mark. It's waiting for you to step up and live with a mindset of service. When you do, everything you want in life will begin to unfold. Not only will you experience true success, but you'll also leave a legacy that lasts far beyond your time here. Remember, success is not just about what you can get. It's about what you can give. When you adopt the mindset of service, you elevate not only others but yourself. So get out there, find ways to contribute, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. The world needs what you have to offer. The question is, will you give it?